Welcome to Fluent English Conversation and Podcast, where we bring you real-life podcasts to help you master English, one podcast at a time. In today's episode, you'll listen in on a heartwarming podcast between a father and his daughter, filled with everyday English phrases and expressions. Whether you're learning English for the first time or brushing up on your skills, this podcast is the perfect way to immerse yourself in authentic American English. So, sit back, relax, and let's get started. A Saturday afternoon in the backyard. Father is grilling, and the daughter is sitting nearby enjoying the sunshine. So what have you been up to lately? Do you have any new hobbies?
Yeah, actually. I've gotten really into photography. I've been spending a lot of weekends exploring different parks and taking pictures.
That's awesome. Photography is such a great hobby. What do you enjoy most about it?
I love capturing moments and seeing the world from different perspectives. It's like I notice details I would have missed otherwise.
It's a great way to put it. Are you focusing on any particular type of photography? Landscapes, portraits, something else?
I've been experimenting with some of everything, but I enjoy taking nature shots. There's something peaceful about being outdoors and capturing the beauty around us.
Nature photography is wonderful. Have you considered doing any wildlife photography?
I have. I plan to visit a few nature reserves to see if I can get some good shots of birds and other animals. It's a bit challenging, but I'm excited to try.
That sounds like a lot of fun. If you get some good photos, you should consider entering them into a contest or putting together a little portfolio.
That's a great idea. I hadn't thought about entering contests, but it could be a fun way to challenge myself.
Definitely. It's always good to push your boundaries and see where your hobbies can take you. I'm sure you'd do great.
Thanks, Dad. What about you? Have you been spending time on any hobbies lately?
Yeah, I've been getting back into woodworking. I started working on a new project, building a small coffee table for the living room.
That's so cool. I remember you used to do a lot of woodworking when I was younger. What made you get back into it?
I've always enjoyed working with my hands, and I wanted to create something unique for the house. Plus, it's a good way to unwind after a long week.
I can see that. It's nice to have a hobby where you can create something tangible. How's the coffee table coming along?
It's coming along nicely. I'm just about finished with the sanding, and then I'll start staining it. I'm trying to give it a rustic look.
I bet it's going to look great. Maybe you could teach me a few woodworking basics sometime. I've always been curious about it.
I'd love to. We could work on a small project together. It's a great skill to have, and it's fun to see something take shape from raw materials.
That sounds like a plan. Maybe we could make a picture frame for one of my photos. It'd be cool to combine our hobbies.
That's a fantastic idea. We could make a custom frame to match your favorite photo. It'd be a perfect way to showcase your work.
I'm excited already. It's nice to share hobbies with you. It gives us something to do together.
I agree. It's always great to have shared interests. Hobbies are a good way to relax and bond at the same time.
Definitely. Plus, it's fun to learn new things from each other. I'm looking forward to our woodworking project now.
Me too. Let's plan it out soon. In the meantime, keep taking those amazing photos. I can't wait to see what you capture next.
Thanks, Dad. And I'm looking forward to seeing that coffee table once it's finished. Gonna look awesome in the living room.
I hope so. It'll be even better once we add that custom picture frame. Now, how about we get some of this food off the grill and enjoy the rest of the day?
Sounds good to me. Let's eat.
Scene: a weekday evening at home. The father and daughter are sitting at the dining table after dinner, talking about their day at work. How was work today? You mentioned you had a big meeting coming up.
It went well. The meeting was productive, but I'm still getting used to the office culture. It's so different from my last job.
That's good to hear. Adjusting to a new office culture can take time. What's different about it?
Well, for one, the communication style is a lot more direct. Everyone's open about giving feedback, which is great, but it's also a bit intimidating at times.
Yeah, that's a common trait in some workplaces. It can be a little overwhelming at first, but it's good for growth. Have you found it helpful?
I have. It's pushing me to improve, but I'm still learning how to handle constructive criticism without taking it personally.
That's a valuable skill to develop. Remember, feedback is meant to help you grow, not to discourage you. Are there other aspects of the culture that stand out?
Another thing is the emphasis on collaboration. Everyone's expected to work closely with different teams, which is great for learning, but sometimes it feels like there are too many meetings.
Collaboration is key in many modern offices, but I understand the frustration with meetings. They can be time-consuming if not managed well. Are they at least productive?
Most of the time, yes. But I'm learning how to balance my workload with all the meetings. It's a bit of a juggling act.
That's a common challenge. Have you tried setting aside specific times to focus on your tasks, so meetings don't disrupt your flow too much?
I've started doing that, and it's helping. I block out a few hours each day for focused work, and I'm trying to keep meetings within certain time limits.
That's a good strategy. Time management is crucial in a busy office environment. How are you finding the social aspect of the office?
Pretty friendly. They have a lot of social events, like happy hours and team-building activities. It's nice to get to know my coworkers outside of work, but it can be a bit exhausting sometimes.
It's great that the office has a social side. Building relationships with colleagues can make work more enjoyable, but it's okay to set boundaries if you need personal time.
I'm learning that too. It's fun to be part of the team, but I'm also trying to maintain a work-life balance. How was it in your office when you were working full-time?
It was a bit different back then. We had social events, but they weren't as frequent. The focus was more on the work itself, and we didn't have as many team-building activities.
Interesting. I guess every workplace has its own culture. I do appreciate the emphasis on teamwork here, though. Nice to feel supported.
That's a positive aspect. A supportive environment can make a big difference in your job satisfaction. Just remember to take care of yourself too. Don't feel pressured to attend every event if you need a break.
Thanks, Dad. I'm trying to find that balance. It's all part of getting settled into this new job. Guess?
Absolutely. Sounds like you're handling it well. Just keep being yourself, and you'll find your groove in no time.
I hope so. I'm glad I can talk to you about this. It's helpful to get your perspective.
I'm always here for you. Office culture can be tricky, but with time, you'll feel more at home. And remember, you're not alone in figuring it out.
That's comforting to hear. Thanks for the advice, Dad. I'll keep it in mind as I continue it.
Anytime, kiddo. Now, how about we relax for a bit? Maybe watch a movie or catch up on our favorite show?
That sounds perfect. Let's do it.
Scene: a Sunday afternoon at a local cafe. Father and daughter are sitting at a table by the window, sipping coffee and enjoying a casual chat. So have you been thinking about your future goals lately?
Yeah, I've been giving it a lot of thought. There's so much I want to do, but it's hard to figure out where to start.
That's understandable. It can be overwhelming when you have big dreams. What's at the top of your list?
I want to advance in my career. I'm thinking about pursuing a master's degree in the next few years. It could open up more opportunities.
That's a solid plan. Higher education can set you apart in the job market. Do you have a specific field in mind?
I'm leaning towards business administration or something related to leadership. I enjoy managing projects and working with teams, so it feels like a natural fit.
That sounds like a great direction. Leadership skills are always in demand, and a degree like that could give you the tools you need to excel.
Exactly. I want to be in a position where I can make a difference in my organization. But I also want to make sure I'm balancing my personal life with my career ambitions.
That's important. It's easy to get caught up in work and lose sight of personal goals. What kind of balance are you hoping to achieve?
I want to make time for my hobbies and maybe even travel more. I've always wanted to see more of the world, and I think that's important for my growth as a person.
Traveling is a wonderful goal. It broadens your horizons and gives you a new perspective on life. Do you have any places in mind?
Definitely. I've been dreaming of visiting Europe, especially Italy and France. Culture, history, and food. I want to experience it all.
Italy and France are beautiful countries with so much to offer. Sounds like an amazing adventure. Maybe you could plan a trip around your studies or work project.
That's what I'm thinking. I could even look into study abroad programs or international conferences that align with my career goals.
That's a smart approach. Combining travel with professional development would be a great way to make the most of your time and experiences.
Exactly. I want to make sure I'm growing both personally and professionally. What about you, Dad? Do you have any future goals you're working towards?
Well, I'm thinking about retirement in a few years, but I don't plan to slow down completely. I want to take up new hobbies and maybe even do some consulting work.
That's exciting. What hobbies are you interested in?
I've always wanted to learn how to play the guitar, and I'm considering taking some art classes. I think it's time to explore my creative side.
I love that idea. It's never too late to start something new, and it sounds like a great way to enjoy your retirement.
That's what I'm hoping for. I want to stay active and engaged both mentally and physically. And who knows, Maybe I'll finally get around to writing that book I've been thinking about.
That would be amazing. You've always had such great stories to tell. I'd love to read it when you're done.
We'll see. It's just an idea for now, but it's something I'm keeping in mind. Life's too short not to pursue your passion.
I couldn't agree more. It's inspiring to see you still setting goals and dreaming big. Makes me want to work even harder on mine.
I'm glad to hear that. Remember, key is to take it one step at a time. You don't have to have everything figured out right away.
Thanks, Dad. That's good advice. I'll keep working on my goals and trust that everything will fall into place with time.
Absolutely. You've got a bright future ahead, and I'm here to support you every step of the way.
That means a lot to me. I'm lucky to have you in my corner.
And I'm lucky to have a daughter who's so focused and driven. We've both got exciting futures to look forward to.
We sure do. Here's to chasing our dreams, no matter where they take us.
Cheers to that.